Many people who are autistic, anxious, or have developmental, neurological, or mental health conditions don't feel that they are the right type of person to have a dog. I was one of these people for many years. I worried I would make my dog anxious or stressed if I was to get a dog. Working in kennels, I wanted to take them all home and couldn't see just how much I was doing for them and how much they enjoyed my company. Being referred to as quirky, highly strung, odd, sensitive, wear my heart on my sleeve, weird, etc., or overlooked for my skills and talent because I am different. These are all extremely harmful and hurtful terms, especially when you are also overlooked because of someone's mindset about you. People would be quick to commend me and tell me what a wonderful way I had about myself with dogs to put the most anxious dogs at ease. But when it comes to the crunch, it is always a case of being overlooked, which is not ideal for anyone's confidence or harmful self-beliefs because of others and their opinions and lack of empathy, tolerance, and understanding. I want to remind those like myself who are also neurodivergent or disabled that there is absolutely nothing wrong with us having dogs. Some studies have found long-term stress for humans can affect dogs also. Studies are extremely limited and work with a controlled section of breeds, sex, humans, and environmental factors. For example, in the study conducted by Sundman et al. Their study was limited to 58 humans and their dog, which was either a Border Collie or Shetland sheepdogs. If we look at another journal, we find that there has been a study focused on horde collie behavior. Individual and group level trajectories of behavioral development in Border Collies. This study focused on 69 Border Collies, which placed an emphasis on the individual traits of each dog. So it is very easy for a journal to say that science has found evidence that stressed owners stress their dogs. However, this is a very small study and not one to a scale where this could be said definitively, or one that could be applied to real relationships as the individual guardian and their family would have to be evaluated by a psychiatrist. An independent observer, such as a behaviorist, would have to fill in the questionnaires about the dog's perceived behavior in the home, etc. And then the researchers would have to interpret this data, which will never happen as this would just be too costly and many guardians would not want to live in behaviorist observing them, nor would many people be open to a psychiatrist test to explore the 5-factor model and be assessed on their OCEAN traits of personality. OCEAN stands for openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. For my level 4 years ago, I had to conduct this study on a cross-section of willing friends who were also dog guardians. Some of them are neurodivergent and some not yet. All scored very high for neuroticism, which according to data doesn't make for a great guardian, except they were great guardians. We can absolutely not base a person's ability to be a good guardian based on their developmental, neurological conditions or mental health. All of my dogs support me and my mental health. They know when I am struggling and they offer comfort during these times. I am stressed most of the time and my dogs are not. If I have a particularly bad day, this does not reflect in their behaviors. They aren't highly strung on walks. Their fur patterns haven't changed. Their diets and appetites haven't ever changed. Playfulness or any other behavior trait. Zombie, my youngest, is a special needs dog and his behavior is the opposite of what a dog should express. For example, when he's enjoying cuddles that he instigates. He doesn't look soft and relaxed like a normal dog. He looks the complete opposite, and if you stop because you're worried about his body language, he communicates to you that you fuss him, and he isn't finished. Many people said that I should euthanize him when he was younger and showed how different he was. But I persevered and made sure he was happy and comfortable just like my other dogs with different needs and arrangements made for him. Now I am commended for all I have done for him and how he is excelling and enjoying life. The relationship with your dog isn't about training and how your dog feels emotionally. It's about the connection you both have. Again, if we look at the first study, the dogs and humans both showed heightened stress partaking in dog sports. The pet dogs did not show this level of stress and nor did their humans. The researchers themselves admitted this needs to be studied further for a complete understanding. The most important thing is the connection you have with your dog. It doesn't matter if you're stressed, depressed, autistic or have another development or neurological condition, or if you have a mental health condition. The connection you have with your dog and how you live with them, bond with them, play with them, communicate with them and love them is what matters. A dog and guardian relationship where the dog and the guardian share a secure connection is what matters. What many of us need to focus on, whether you already have a dog or are considering adding to your family, is self-love, which you can read about here and access self-help tools. Dogs also do help people with mental health problems, developmental and neurological disorders. Studies that have found that guardians struggle with mental health are actually based on the reactivity of the human. Researchers found guardians of dogs may experience a form of caregiver burden as found in humans and families, due to dogs being seen as a part of the family unit. This reference is cited from a journal which was exploring how mental health is impacted by dogs. This particular reference was in reference to guardians with reactive dogs. These guardians displayed negative mental health due to their dog's behavior and reactions to triggers, but upon further analysis, it was actually found to be due to society and not their dogs. Through the data that the researchers collected, they found that there were 4 major areas which could be analyzed as to understanding the breakdown in relationships and the struggles of behavioral challenges in dogs. Caretaking, expense of the vets, training, behavior modification, breakdown in relationships, lack of understanding and support from friends and families. Emotions, both negative and positive emotions were reported. Negative included emotions such as anger, fear, frustration, sadness and resentment. Whereas some reported feeling that they had a stronger bond. Coping strategies, seeking help and getting support from trainers and behaviorists, as well as some vets and therapists for themselves. Lack of understanding and support from the general public on walks, friends and family and social media. So when we look at these 4 categories, the dog isn't actually to be blamed. The frustrations all come down to money and having to spend more money than anticipated originally. Lack of support from friends, family and even some professionals, as well as unsolicited opinions from the general public and social media. So here we aren't looking at dogs with behavioral problems as being the problem. We are looking at humans who are unable to deal with negativity from other humans and feeling that this all stems from their dog's behavior. Guardians are negatively impacted due to other test opinions. So coming back to where I discussed how dogs improve and aid our mental health and or developmental or neurological disorders, this is true. It is society and people which cause harm to guardians with dogs with big emotions. People don't like to feel inadequate, and some more than others. Some guardians like myself can focus on their dog's strengths and support their dog through their anxiety and emotions, and focus on a secure and healthy connection with the dog over training. Trying to change an emotion quickly to nip it in the bud rather than heal the emotion or dog sports. So to conclude, you are good enough to have a dog. I wish someone had said this to me over a decade ago. People are so quick to criticize and be unkind, and people aren't so quick to lend support, love and strength. So if this has resonated with you, you're good enough for your dog, and if you don't yet have a dog but want one, welcome a dog into your family because you're good enough. References: Sundman, A.S., Van Pauk, E., Svensson-Holm, A.C. et al. Long-term stress levels are synchronized in dogs and their owners. SCI Rep 9, 7391. Riemer, S., Muller, C., Virani, Z., Huber, L., and Range, F. Individual and group level trajectories of behavioral development in Border Collies. Applied Animal Behavior Science. McCrae R.R., John O.P. An Introduction to the 5-Factor Model and its Applications. JPERS 1992 Jun, 60:175-215. doi, 10.1111J.1467-6494.1992.TB00970.x. PMID 163-5039. V. Braun, V. Clark, Using Thematic Analysis in Psychology. Qual Res Psychol, 3, pp. 77-101.